wait until your competition starts to try to feel confident, you have waited too long. When you wake up in the morning, that sets the tone for the day. When you wake up in the morning, you are going to be affecting how focused you are, how prepared you are, and how ready you are for the day, for the match, for the game, for practice, whatever it is in your competition. So here are 5 things to do in the morning to make sure that you have the best chance to perform with confidence. What's up, you guys? I am Coach JoJo, a former college athlete, and now I am an athlete performance coach. I help athletes improve their mindset, habits, preparation, and overall performance. Let's get into the first one. Right when you wake up in the morning, do not reach for that phone. I know maybe you have an alarm set on your phone so you could click, off for the alarm, but don't be going on your phone right when you wake up, especially going on social media. Do not at any cost go on social media, because you're seeing posts from other people and you're seeing their opinions and you're seeing like what they're posting about their day, and it could cause feelings of jealousy, it could cause feelings of feeling guilty, it could cause all these other feelings, and you want to be feeling your own emotions with your thoughts that you're thinking. You want your own opinions. You don't want to see everybody else's opinions and what they're doing in their day and comparing yourself. You want to set the tone for who you are and your goals and what you aspire to be that day. Now, it's also controversial to be like,
okay, well, I'm not going to go on social media. I'm just going to check my messages and I'm just going to play a game on my phone.
I don't know what you do on your phone if it's not social media, but like I used to play a game on my phone. Like I actually do that instead of going on social media. But if you are somebody that is, kind of fighting against that and being like, well, I just need to check this message, that it's very important, I need to check an email. But I even think it's only for the first 30 minutes of waking up. I think avoid it at all costs. Don't be relying on your phone for these things, because we have to think about how like humans aren't supposed to technically depend on technology. Like we could not depend on technology. And so I think it's really good to be a human being and to have all of these outside things not affect you just for the first 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes is up, you could go up on your phone, you could check the messages that you need to, but at least you have intention with how you want it to feel, and maybe that's going to help you not feel anxiety like once you check the message, or maybe it's just going to help you be a better mindset for when you do check things like that. The second thing that we have to do when we wake up in the morning is to eat an actual breakfast. I know that this is a very hard thing for some of us to do, and I actually used to struggle with this, my first couple years of college, like eating in the morning, that was different for me. But I also grew the capacity to let my stomach know and my brain know that when we wake up, we are eating breakfast. And so sometimes I would just have to start with like a smoothie, and then I would add to the smoothie, I would add a little something on the side. I kind of forced myself to be like, hey, like
our stomach doesn't hurt in the morning when we eat breakfast.
Because I know that especially for women, I know that we have sensitive stomachs. And so I know that, if you have a morning practice, you don't want to eat because it's going to upset your stomach. And that is probably the case, but you have to over time build, honestly, it's kind of like building like a strength within you and building strength in your stomach to, be able to hold food down and to be able to use the food as energy, because food is energy. Eating an actual breakfast in the morning is going to make you have energy. It's going to make you stay focused for the day, and it's going to make you feel overall more confident because your body feels good. And I am by no means a nutritionist. By any means, I am not a nutritionist, but I say my experiences that I've had, and I've had so many weight trainers, I've had coaches, I'm now a CrossFit athlete, and I have, in my own way, I know nutrition to an extent, so I can't call myself a nutritionist, but I am very good with knowing nutrition. And I think that one of the biggest things that you could do in the morning, if you're going straight to practice, try to get a carb and a protein in, and lots of fluids. Make sure, I am really good about every single morning I wake up and I chug a whole entire glass of water, which also took a little bit for my stomach to adjust to, which is funny. But even like squeezing some lemon in there is really good for your stomach. And if you are somebody that's just waking up and you have practice later in the day, eat a carb, protein, and fat in your meal. It is going to not only set yourself up for eating a good breakfast and having energy, but it's probably going to ripple throughout the whole entire day, and then you're going to eat a real lunch, and then you're going to eat a snack, and then your stomach, your metabolism is on and ready and energized and feels good. The third thing that you should do when you wake up in the morning is to visualize these 3 moments. Moment number 1, starting competition with so much energy and effort. The second visualization is to actually, this is going to be weird for a lot of you, but we are going to make mistakes in our sport no matter what. I always liked when I would visualize me making a mistake, and don't visualize like an obvious mistake, but just like, you messed up and you're going to feel bad, but visualize yourself actually being okay with the mistake and being like, I'm moving on, and you have a short-term memory. Visualizing a short-term memory is going to make you have less anxiety. It's going to make you feel less stressed, and it's going to make you feel like you're in control. And when we feel like we're in control, it's so easy to feel confident. And then the third thing I want you to visualize is the competition, whatever your game or your match or practice, being over, and you are so proud of yourself because of how much effort you put into the day and how hard you worked and the success rate that you had. And to acknowledge that and to think about it, to visualize it, is going to make you think that that's your reality, and that it's going to keep coming to you like so much energy, so much good energy is going to keep flowing into you. The fourth thing that you should do in the morning is write things down that you could control. And I'm not trying to say that you have to do this in any order. I just always found it to be the best when I was able to wake up, not go on my phone for 30 minutes, and then I don't eat yet. And, because you could also give your stomach a little time to wake up, and then I would visualize, and then I come down and I sit in my journal. And I was good about journaling about like what I want to do that day, writing down my goals, but maybe you could do that. And then you could also add in just writing down what you can control. This is something that I really want you guys to do. 3 examples of what you could control is your effort, body language, and how you respond after mistakes. You could put whatever you want for these types of control. You could do this for a week. You could say the same things that you want to control for the whole entire week, or you could change it up every day. Like you could say how you respond to when coach yells at you, or you want to be a leader that day, so you're going to communicate very well. Things that you cannot control, and we have to be clear about this. We have to know the difference of what we can control and what we can't control. And something that we can't control are the stats of the game, your stats that you're going to do. You're going to want to control what your stats are going to be, but they have to naturally come out with your instincts. You can't control whether or not your team's going to win. You can't control your playing time. You can't control what coach is thinking, what the crowd is thinking, what your teammates are thinking. You can only control what you're thinking and how you react and how you feel. The fifth and final thing, and that needs to be applied to the other 4 things or to anything in general, is that you have to let it go. You're going to have this amazing morning, and you're going to set yourself up for the day. When you're doing this throughout the morning and it seems like
so much effort, whatever,
it is really not going to take that long. And the thought of it could sometimes make us, become more anxious and make us procrastinate more. But I want you to just do it. I want you to wake up, not go on your phone. You're going to do your little routine. You're going to come back. You're going to visualize 3 things. It's not that bad. And then you're going to come down and you're going to journal those 3 things. This is not going to take that much time. But once you do all of these things, you have to let it go. If you think about how much you're preparing for the day and how much you're trying to get ready, how much you're trying to gain confidence, you start to obsess. When we obsess, we start to overthink, and overthinking is so bad for us. This is so much easier said than done. I am so somebody that wants stuff to happen. Like if I'm putting effort into something, I want that thing to happen so badly that I do become obsessed over it. And I do become like, I manifest all the time. And I'm like,
okay, well, why hasn't this happened yet?
And like, I start to lose my patience, but that makes me obsessed. That makes me overthink. That makes me miserable. The most important thing that we could do to ourselves is trust the process. And I know that is said everywhere in sports, and I know that's like repeated over time, but I think that the simple sayings are the best things that we could do for ourselves when we simplify everything, when we don't obsess over everything, when we don't overthink everything. Life becomes more simple, and it's easier for things to open up for us. It's easier to have fun. It's easier to gain confidence. It's easier to trust ourselves. It's going to be hard, but the only way that we're going to be able to just let stuff go is trusting ourselves. And the only way to trust ourselves is to show up for ourselves, to do this every single day, to, have a plan. And you don't have to do these exact 5 things. Choose 5 things that you want to do in the morning. Choose 10 things you want to do in the morning. But I think that the morning is so important because it sets the tone for the day. When you wake up and you go on your phone, you go on social media, you're gonna probably throughout your day, you're going to go through social media and you're going to like, that's what you have set yourself up to think. That's how you set yourself up. That's the views that you have created for your whole entire day. That's what you manifested into your day. When you don't eat an actual breakfast, you probably are going to eat very little throughout the day, or your stomach's going to hurt, or, you know, you're setting yourself up for bad outcomes. The morning is so crucial. And I really want you guys to fall in love with this process, to fall in love with the morning. The morning has become one of my favorite things because it makes me feel so good afterwards. You don't need to wake up feeling unbelievably confident. You just have to give yourself evidence and proof that you are gaining confidence and that you're showing up for yourself. You're giving yourself evidence and proof that you are going to be prepared, that you have set yourself up for the day and that you could trust later on, like later in your day, later in practice, later in the game. Hey, I prepared myself this morning. I got this. Like, I trust myself because I did those things. Confidence starts before you compete. Do not wait until competition starts and you wish that you did all of these things before. Do it before. Do it in the morning, right when you wake up. Please comment and let me know if you guys have tried any of these out, what you're gonna try, other things that you have tried, and let me know if you guys want me to post another video on other things that you want to do in your day. I have done so many morning routines and this really fires me up and I love this, and I have seen the best success in my sport when I did these things. And yeah, let me know. Subscribe please to my channel so I can keep making content like this for you guys, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!